Good morning, students. Today we will discuss about 15 unit. The 15 unit is title is power supply. First we will define what is power supply and what are the blocks which includes in this power supply. Then later we will go on in detail about this 15 unit. So power supply is a electronic circuit which converts AC signal into DC signal. Is that clear? So AC signal, it will take AC signal and it will convert into the DC signal. Mainly this power supply consists of three blocks. First one is rectifier, third one is filter, fourth one is voltage regulator. Here in this unit we will see each and every block. First we will see full rectifier. We will see the rectifier, what are the types of rectifier, what is their efficiency, what is the ripple factor. All those parameters will come into picture in rectifier. After that we will see the filter section. Filters, what is a filter, how many types of filters are there, what is the effect that filters are doing in this power supply, and what is the major role what they are playing. Those all the things we'll discuss in filter section. And the last but not least, the last section is voltage regulator. This is the main element, main circuit, main block. Okay, so in this voltage regulators we will see what are voltage regulator, how many types of voltage regulators are there, then fixed and then variable voltage regulators. We'll see all those things in the voltage regulator section. So coming to the power supply, we will come to know that the power supply is a combination of three elements, three blocks. First one is rectifier, second one is filter, third one is voltage regulator. If you club this, if you connect all these three in cascade, we will get a power supply. And what is the main function of this power supply unit? Let me know. That is, it converts AC supply to the DC supply. So well, example, we have this mobile charger, or we have the laptop connector adapter, or we have power supply units in your mobile, you are in your computer system, desktop computer systems. Is it right? So all those power supply main purpose is to convert AC signal into the DC, because our electronic components works on only DC supply. They won't take any AC supply, because AC supply is 230 volts, 50 hertz frequency, is a very high maximum power rating it will be having. So we does not want that much amount of voltage, 230 volts. We require only 5 volts, 2.5 volts in order to operate our ICs. Maximum it will take 5 volts. Any of the IC if you take, maximum we require only 5 volts. It does not require any of the high voltage power source. Okay, so that this power supply play a major role in electronics field. Okay, so let us coming to the rectifiers. Rectifiers is of three types. So this rectifier is the first block in your power supply, and this is the main block. If rectifier is not good enough, then you do not guarantee that your power supply will give you 100% DC, because this is the first step that we are building block of your power supply. First block is rectifier. So rectifier is of three types. First one is half wave rectifier, second one is full wave rectifier, third one is bridge rectifier. Okay, how many types? Three types of the rectifiers. So these, among these three, so one will be the important for 5 marks or 10 marks. Very definite, damn sure question. Full wave rectifier or half wave rectifier or bridge rectifier. So the question will be like this. So draw and explain half wave rectifier with neat waveforms. They will ask like this for 10 marks or 5 marks. Based upon the weightage they'll give, you need to reproduce your question to the answer. So rectifiers are of three types. First one is half wave rectifier, second one is full wave rectifier, third one is bridge rectifier. Now we'll discuss one by one, and we'll conclude what are the merits and demerits. Each and every rectifier will have its merits and demerits. We'll discuss that also. First we'll discuss half wave rectifier. So let me show you the diagram here. So half wave rectifier, this half wave rectifier consisting of a transformer, a diode D, and a load resistor RL. So the input to this rectifier is AC mains, that is 230 volts 50 Hz frequency, and the output is unidirectional AC. So let me define what is rectifier is. Rectifier is a electronic circuit which converts a bidirectional AC into unidirectional AC, not DC. It does not convert directly into DC. First it will convert unidirectional AC. It will convert bidirectional AC into unidirectional AC. So that is the main purpose of this rectifier. Half wave rectifier, it will rectify only half of the wave. If you give full cycle, it will convert only half of the wave. The other half will not be able to convert it. So that's why we called it as a half wave rectifier. Okay, clear? So the half wave rectifier consisting of transformer, diode D, and load resistor R. How many diodes we are using here in this half wave rectifier? Only one diode. So what is the input we are applying here? 230 volts 50 Hz frequency. And what is the output? Where we are collecting the output? At load resistance RL. So A, B, C, D. A, B, C, D. Clear? So now let us show you the circuit. So if you apply AC input here to the transformer, this transformer is a electrical equipment or a device which transfers the power from one circuit to the other circuit. This is a primary circuit, this is a secondary circuit. These are called primary windings, these are called secondary windings. So here we are applying 230 volts. Here what type of transformer we are using? We are using step down transformer. It will down the voltage from 230 volts to some voltage according to the rating of your transformer. It may be 5, 10, 20, 30, whatever it may be. For half wave rectifiers we will use 5 volts. 505 rating transformer. It means that if you give 230 volts to that transformer, it will give the output 5 volts AC only, not DC. Okay, so the AC supply will be available here. Okay, for positive half cycles, this diode D will be forward bias. Once this is forward bias, it is short circuited. Once it is short circuited, there is a closed loop. It means that ACDB is closed now. This secondary circuit is closed now, and there will be there is a current passing through this loop. By this there will be a voltage developed across RL, and that voltage will be taken as output here. For positive half cycles, diode D is forward bias. Now we'll see for negative half cycles. For negative half cycles, this diode D will be open bias or open circuited. Okay, open circuited in the sense there is no connection from A to C. So once it is open circuited, there is no closed loop now. There is no closed loop means, is there any voltage developed across here? No, there is no current flowing through in the circuit. There is no voltage. So hence, for positive half cycles, diode is short circuit, V out equal to Vi. For negative half cycles, D is open circuit, V out equal to 0. So now we are applying full cycle. Here only for half cycle we are getting output. For remaining half cycle we are getting 0 output. Hence I have named it as a half wave rectifier. So the ripple factor gamma is equals to 1.21. So this ripple factor shows you that how much amount of ripples available here. What do you mean by ripple? Ripple in the sense unwanted signal which are available at the output of your rectifier. This should be as minimum as possible. It should not be greater than 1, but this half wave rectifier is producing 1.21, greater than 1. Hence it is not a efficient rectifier. This ripple factor should be less than 1. But for half wave rectifier, what is the value we are getting? 1.21. And it is not an acceptable value. And the efficiency gamma equal to eta equal to 0.48. Means that at the output we will have only 48% of DC. Remaining 52% is AC only available here. So more amount of AC is available here. There is no DC present here. So 48% only DC components. Okay, so this is the half wave rectifier circuit diagram. So we will see the waveforms here. If you apply the input here like this, you will get the output like this. For this period, you will get 0. For this period, you will get whatever the input you are applying, that output will get. So next rectifier is that full wave rectifier. In this full wave rectifier, it means that the name itself, it is indicating that we are rectifying full wave here, not half wave. So in order to do so, we require two diodes here. Two diodes. We need to operate two diodes now in order to rectify a full wave. By using one diode, we rectified half wave. Now by using two diodes, we rectify full wave. Okay. In order to increase the efficiency of your rectifier and in order to decrease the ripple factor. So we have observed the ripple factor for half wave is 1.21, and we confirmed that that is not acceptable value, 1.21. So we need to reduce it. So in order to do so, we have gone for full wave rectifier. The full wave rectifier, the circuit diagram is like this. This is AC supply, transformer, primary winding, secondary winding. This is a center tap transformer, D1, D2, diode D1, D2, and this is a load resistor. So I'll name it as, this is A, this is B, this is C, this is D. Okay. So same as principle. The property of transformer is to transform power from one primary circuit to the secondary circuit. Here we will apply 230 volts. Here we will get 5 volts AC. Already we discussed. And here we are using center tap transformer. This is plus, minus, minus, plus. The opposite of this appear wheel. Here if it is positive, this will be negative. Here it is negative, the opposite will appear. Inverted signal will appear. That is the principle of center tap transformer here. Okay, and you need to tap at the center point of your secondary windings. It is important. Tapping should be done at the very center of the secondary windings. That should be possible only with the help of the secondary transformer. Now, for example, 5 volts positive. For positive off cycle, the plus 5 will appear. Here, minus 5 will appear. Negative 5 will appear here. So, diode D1 is forward biased. Once D1 is forward biased, A, B, C, D, A, B, R, L, okay, C. There is a closed path here. So there is an output. So for positive off cycles, Vin equal to VO1. For negative off cycles, here minus 5 will come. Here plus 5 will come. Diode D1 is reverse bias, D2 is forward bias. Okay, now the path will be like this. Like this. The current flow through the circuit. There will be voltage across among this circuit, that is VO2. So for positive off cycle we are getting VO1, for negative off cycle we are getting VO2. Hence for full wave we are getting the output. This is the input waveform we are giving, and this is the output we are getting. This is the output. This is the input. This is the output. We are getting full wave, and here the ripple factor is 0.48. Efficiency is 81%. It is doubled. Now the efficiency is got doubled in full wave rectifier. Efficiency got doubled in the full wave rectifier. So got understand? So half wave rectifier, full wave rectifier. So this is the first block in our power supply, and hence we are giving more importance to this rectifier, because we need to design a good power supply. In sense, we need to design a good rectifier. If your rectifier is good, then your power supply is good. If your rectifier is not good, then your power supply is also not good. You don't get any variations in the power supply, or your power supply will got damaged with fire accidents or something else like that. Okay. So next we will go to the bridge rectifier. What are the demerits of this full wave rectifier is that the efficiency is good, ripple factor is also acceptable value, but thing is that here we are using center tap transformer. So what is the problem with the center tap transformer. Ideally, we can speak that the tapping can be done at the center of the secondary, but it's not possible. Why? Because practically we cannot tap at the secondary of the transformer at the runtime. That may be the problem. Sometimes the winding may be at the upper side or it may be a lower side. We cannot expect that it may be a plus 5, it may be plus 2.5, plus 3.5, or so no two values will be same if center tapping is not done properly. So here the care should be taken that tapping should be done properly. That is the main motto. Next we'll go to the bridge rectifier. In order to avoid that, so center tapping transformer we need to use. Tapping cannot be done properly. Practically it is not possible. Okay, so in order to avoid that, we have gone for which rectifier now? Bridge rectifier. So bridge in the sense we Wheatstone bridge we have seen. So Wheatstone bridge in the sense arms, resistance arms will be there. We are connected in the form of bridge, balancing bridge. Okay, so we will be connecting 4 diodes here. The circuit diagram will be like this: D1, D2, D3, D4. This is the supply which will comes from the AC mains. It may be a transformer. Here A, B, C, D. For positive half cycles, diode D2, D4 forward biased, and there will be a current flowing through this RL. There will be output V naught VI equal to V naught equal to VI. V naught equal to V naught 1 equal to VI. For negative half cycles, diode D1, D3 got forward bias, VO2 equal to VI. For both half cycles, we are getting output VI, VI. Hence, here is also we are getting full wave rectified, but without the help of center tapper transformer. In order to avoid the usage of center tap transformer, we have gone for bridge rectifier. But here how many diodes we have used? 4 diodes we have used. Here how many diodes we have used? 2 diodes we have used. In half wave rectifier how many diodes we have used? 1 diode we have used. Here is also rectifier, ripple factor efficiency. Ripple factor efficiency will be the same values, that is ripple factor gamma equal to 0.48 and efficiency eta equal to 81.2%. The same values will get. There is no change in the values. Thing is that we are not using here center tap transformer. That is the thing. So these are the 3 important rectifiers. Okay, these 3 important rectifiers. Maximum, mainly we will use only bridge rectifier. Other than these 2, among these 3 rectifiers, most of the cases we will use bridge rectifier only. You can see your mobile charger, old mobile charger, you can open it. You can see their bridge rectifier. 4 diodes connected in the form of bridge, along with the capacitor, that is a filter. Next we will have a voltage regulator that forms a power supply. There is nothing that in your mobile charger we will be having a transformer. Transformer is connected to a bridge circuit, that is a rectifier. After this rectifier we will be having filter. That filter is nothing but a capacitor we are using. After that capacitor output we are giving input to the voltage regulator. That output we are giving to the mobile phones to charge your mobile phones. Okay, so these are the things we are getting. So thing is that we have 3 circuits discussed. One is half wave rectifier, second one is full wave rectifier, third one is bridge rectifier. So now ripple factor efficiency parameters are very important in exam point of view or in lab purpose. In labs also they will be asking these questions, but this experiment is not in our syllabus. But thing is that they will generally test your knowledge whether you are aware of all these things or not. You have the voltage regulators, but you do not have this half wave rectifier in your experiment, in your syllabus. Your voltage regulator is there, no? So that concerned subject they will ask what is the ripple factor for half wave rectifier, what is the ripple factor for full wave rectifier. So like that they will ask, or what is the ripple factor for bridge rectifier, what is the efficiency of half wave rectifier, or draw the waveforms of half wave rectifier full wave rectifier, bridge rectifier, input output waveforms. Okay, so circuit diagrams also they will ask based upon your, if they want to test they can test. Okay, so these are the things we will discuss. So this is all about the first primary section of your power supply. So what is the second section in our power supply block? So we have, so second section is that filter. We are aware that what is a filter will do. Generally filter will filter out the unwanted particles, what unwanted things. If you use a filter in your home for drinking water, what is the use? It will filter out, it will give pure water to you, and it will filter out the unwanted particles which are present in the pure water. So here also in our electronics also there will be some unwanted signals available in our output, in rectifier output. So that unwanted particles can be filtered out by using filters. These filters can be inductor filters or capacitor filters. We will have two filters, capacitor filters, second one is inductor filters. We discuss about inductor and capacitor filters, but practically we will prefer only capacitor filters. We do not prefer inductor filters in most of the cases because they are clumsy, they give more losses. Okay, losses will be more when compared to the capacitor filter, inductor filters. So that's why I do not prefer, in practical circuits we will prefer only capacitors, we do not prefer inductors. Okay, so we discuss what capacitor filter and what is the basic concept of capacitor or inductor. We know that Xc equal to 1 by omega c, which is equals to 1 by 2 pi fc Xc. Okay, if frequency is low, reactance will be more. If frequency is low, reactance will be more. So Xc is inversely proportional to 1 by f. Okay, Xc equal inversely proportional to 1 by f. Xc in the sense what? Reactance of inductor. F in the sense what? Frequency of the input signal. If you decrease the frequency of the input signal, the reactance will be more. It means that for a low frequency signal, your capacitor acts as a open circuit. For a low frequency signal, your capacitor acts as a open circuit. Okay, for high frequency signal, let us say for example high frequency signal, frequency is more, the reactance will be less. It means that for high frequency signals your capacitor acts as a short circuit. So this is a very basic principle of capacitor. You know the capacitor, sir, what is the capacitor going to charge? It is going to discharge. Other than that, this is the basic property that what does capacitor do in terms of frequency. When frequency is more, okay, frequency is more, reactance will be less. Frequency more, reactance less. Reactance less in the sense what? It acts as a short circuit. It means that high frequency signals can be shorted through them, or it will pass through. For low frequency signal, it won't allow. It blocks there itself. Low frequency signals. Now we will talk about, is AC has high frequency or DC has high frequency? AC have 50 hertz. Is there a DC frequency? DC has any frequency? No, zero frequency. It means that capacitor allows AC signals. Capacitor blocks DC signal. This is a very basic principle that you need to understand in order to understand the concept of filters. Capacitor allows AC. Capacitor blocks DC. Blocks in the sense it will stop there itself across the capacitor. Whereas AC signal, it will be shorted. It will be short through. It will pass through. Okay. And coming to the inductor now, because we are discussing two filters. One is capacitor filter, the other one is inductor filter. Okay. So inductor, XL equal to omega L, XL equal to 2 pi FL, XL is directly proportional to F. XL is what? Reactance of inductance. F is what? Frequency of the input signal. If frequency is high, inductance will be high. If frequency is low, reactance will be low. It means that frequency high in the sense what? AC signal. For AC signal, how this XL will act as? Open. Okay. Frequency low means DC signal. DC signal, what will happen? Short circuited. It means that what? It allows. It means that inductor allows DC, blocks AC. This is a very important thing that we need to understand before we are going to the filter concept. Inductor allows DC, blocks what? AC. Similarly, capacitor allows AC, blocks DC. The reverse of that, quite opposite. By using these two things, by using these two elements, okay, we need to get only DC out, because we want only DC component. We don't want any AC in our output. That is the main purpose. So DC power supply in the sense what? We need to get out DC output. There is no question of AC. So in order to avoid that AC, in order to block that AC, we can use either of these two components. In combination of these two components, that we can use inductor or we can use capacitor. Okay, clear? So these things are very important. So we have three types of filter: capacitor filter, LC filter, next pi section filter. We have three filters. These three filters can be discussed later.